Yeah, so I welcome you all for the today's week 4 problem solving session on the NPTEL course on architectural approaches to decarbonization of buildings, where based on your understanding of the lecture content of week 4, we will be practicing some sort of sample problem questions that are important from the exam point of view, and after that we will be at the end of the session, we will be finishing it with the previous year assignment questions that were asked based on the lecture week 4 content. So let's begin with the today's problem solving session. Here is the first problem for all of you, and try to give your answers for this particular question on the chat box where it has been asked based on your understanding. Try to give answer that which of the following is a strategy to reduce operational energy in buildings? Whether you can reduce the operational energy in buildings due from building envelope improvements or efficient HVAC system or through smart lighting solutions, or all of the above are crucial for reducing the operational energy in the buildings. So whoever is there, so try to give your answers for this particular question. Question number 1. Let's see how many of you are able to give the correct answer for this question. Number 1 out of the participants. Yeah, Celine is saying for 1D. So for this particular question, question number 1, 1 all of the above is the correct answer, whichever has been marked by Celine. And as we can see from all the options also that operational energy can be reduced through multiple strategies as mentioned in the above options. All of them contribute to the reduction of operational energy in buildings. These are either improving the building envelope or adopting efficient HVAC system and implementing smart lighting solutions. All of them are helpful for reducing the operational energy in buildings. That's why all of the above option D is the correct answer for this question number 1. So let's move to the second question then. Question number 2. Here you can see it has been asked a building's operational and maintenance can minimize the energy used by. So with proper building operation and maintenance, we can minimize the energy use by what process? Either running the equipment continuously or avoiding the calibration of systems or regular inspections or proper scheduling, or the last one, ignoring performance drift. So out of the four options, try to choose the most appropriate answer for this question number 2 of today's problem solving session of week 4 lecture 1. And give your answers in the chat box. So let's see how many of you were able to answer it correctly. Yeah, as I can see, Celine is opting option C, but Ankit is going for option D. So let me discuss this question particularly for all of you. So the option C is the correct answer for this question number 2. Through proper or regular inspection and scheduling of the operational and management can involve the periodic inspection, calibration, and running equipment wherever necessary, and this will be overall helping us to reduce the operational energy. And the other options like running equipment continuously or avoiding the calibration of the systems, these are not helpful for minimizing the energy used through operation and maintenance department, you can say. So whoever have marked option C, they are going in the right direction, and that is the correct answer for this particular question, question number 2. So is it clear to all of you? If it is clear, then message in the chat box. Okay, so then let's move to the question number 3. Here is question number 3 for all of you. Which building component helps to regulate heat and moisture transfer between indoors and outdoors? Yeah, so you have to answer out of the various building components, which building component act as a barrier, you can say, or regulate the heat transfer between the outdoors and indoors, whether HVAC system or building envelope or lighting fixtures or BMS systems. Out of the four options, try to choose the most appropriate answer. Which building component act as a barrier, or you can say regulate the heat transfer between the indoors and the outdoors? So as I can see, yeah, so Celine and Ankit, both of them have answered it, and both of them are opting option B for this question. Question number 3. Yeah, so both of you are correct. Option B is the correct answer for this question. And building envelope includes wall or roof, windows, foundation. All of them play a critical role or key role in regulating the heat and moisture flow and reducing the leaks and infiltration. So they overall helps us to regulate the heat and moisture transfer between the indoor and the outdoors, as it was asked in the question. So option B is the correct answer for this question. So let's move to the next question then, question number 4. Here is question number 4 in front of you all. In many developed countries, buildings account for what percentage of total power consumption? Yeah, it is talking about the mainly about the developed countries, and it is asking about the share of building sector in total power consumption. So you have to choose whether it is approximately 10% or 25% or it is even more than 70% or it is nearly about 40%. Out of the four options, what percentage or what share you think should to be the building sector? Choose the most suitable one for this particular question, question number 4, and answer in the chat box. So as I can see, Yeah. So both answers I have received, and both of you are going for option C. So let me see, and yeah. So for this particular question, question number 4, option C, over 40% is the correct answer, and all of you have opted the correct option for this question number 4. That is the building sector. As you know, buildings are a highly energy intensive, and they consume over 40% of the total power in developed nations. Hence, energy efficient HVAC and design strategies become critical. So here, let's move to the fifth question then, as all of you have answered it correctly. So let's move to the next question, question number 5. Here is question number 5. Which practice helps to optimize human visual performance and also helps in reducing the unnecessary energy consumption? So you will be opting for which strategy in order to optimize human visual performance and reduce the energy consumption at the same time. Whether you will be utilizing artificial lighting, or you will be utilizing the maximizing daylight and task lighting. There was discussion about the task lighting and the performance of task lighting and its key role in reducing the energy consumption. So based on that also you can try to recall and answer, or even whether you can achieve both of them by installing lights in all room uniformly, or the last one, avoiding the sensors and controls. So which option you think to be the most appropriate answer for this particular question? Let me see. Yeah, let me admit the third member. So he's there now. So as I can see, uh, I have received multiple answers for this question, question number 5. So let me discuss it with all of you. Yeah, for this particular question number 5, the correct answer, whoever have marked option B, they are going in the right direction. And as you can see, it has asked about the practice which helps in both. First, to provide or to optimize the visual performance to the human beings, as well as at the same time it can reduce the energy consumption. So whenever you will be relying or focusing on maximizing the day lighting, so when you will be utilizing the daylight, at that time you will be getting better visual performance with the help of daylight and task light. At the same time, you are not utilizing any internal or electricity for the visual performance, so you will be also reducing the energy consumptions. So option B, whoever have marked, this is the most appropriate answer for this question number 5. And this task lighting you can do based on the working that you are doing, like whether you are reading or whether you are sitting or whether you are cooking. So based on that, based on your task, you can set the intensity or switch on switch off the number of lights accordingly. So this that can be done with the help of proper maintenance or occupancy sensors, proximity sensors that you can utilize based on your use. So reduce the energy waste. So option B is the correct answer. So everybody is clear. Then we can move to the next question. Is it clear? The correct answer for this question number 5 is, yeah, okay. So here let's move to the sixth question then. Here is the sixth question. Which of the following is not a benefit of renewable energy integration in buildings. Out of the four options, which of the following is not a benefit of renewable energy integration in buildings? Increased reliance on fossil fuels, reduced operational energy, lower carbon footprint, or long-term cost savings. So you try to eliminate the benefits, then you can easily reach to the mm, uh, renewable energy integration benefits, and you can find out which one is not the benefit. You try to give answer for this question number 6. So let me see how many of you have answered it. Question number 6, yeah. So for 6, most of you are opting for option A. Yeah, and option A is the correct answer for this particular question. Like as it is stated, whenever you will be opting for renewable energy integration in the building, it will be definitely reducing your operational energy demand. It will be helping your or resulting in a lower carbon footprint, and also it will be providing you long-term cost savings. But the option A, whichever is saying that it will be increasing reliance on the fossil fuels, this is completely incorrect. That's why option A gets eliminated out of the four options. Rather, with the integration of this site renewable energy, you can reduce the dependence on the fossil fuels. But it's mentioned that it will increase the reliance on the fossil fuel, which is not the correct answer for this question number 6. That's why A is the correct answer. So let's go to the question number 7 then. Here is the question number 7, and try to give answer to this question also like you have given for the previous questions. A fully optimized building management system, which is also referred to as BMS, building management system, can save approximately what percent of operational energy can be saved with the help of proper or optimized BMS system. This was also discussed in the first lecture of week 4. So try to recall and give your ballpark numbers. How much percentage of operational energy you can save with the help of fully optimized building management system. 2 to 5%, and you have to talk about the percentage of operational energy. Yeah, it's about, let me see. Yeah, as I can see, most of you are choosing option third, that is 15 to 20%. And option C is the correct answer. All of you have marked it correctly, and it was well discussed. Like with the help of fully optimized BMS system, we can improve the efficiency, enhance the indoor air quality, even provide safety and security, but at the lower cost of 15 to 20% of operational energy saving also we can receive. So all of you are correct. Let's go to the next question. Question number 8, that is in front of you all. So in India, you must have heard about various star rating systems that are considered for rating the appliances. So if you are talking about the most energy efficient appliance, so in what order or how much rating is provided for the most efficient, energy efficient or star rating appliances? So if you know what does one star mean or two star mean or five-star rating means, then you will be able to give answer to this question. Question number 8 easily. So if somebody is claiming that his appliance is most energy efficient, so what should be the rating of that appliance? So as I can see, several answers have been given, and all of you have opted option D, and option D is the correct answer for this question. And this rating of various appliances have is done with by Bureau of Energy Efficiency BEE, and where the five-star appliances are considered to be the most efficient and widely promoted for energy saving perspective. So all of you have understood it clearly. Let's move to the next question, question number 9. Which of the following is a feature of smart technology in reducing operational energy? Out of the four options, try to choose the most correct one. How, with the help of smart technology, you can reduce the operational energy? So try to give your answers after reading all the options correctly. Let's see how many of you can answer it correctly and understand. So as I can see, I am receiving multiple answers for this particular question, question number 9, but out of them only one option is correct. So let me discuss then. So as you can see, it is talking about features or the advantages of smart technology, how they are helpful for reducing the operational energy. So as you know, this smart technology with their automated control feature based on the occupancy based on the occupancy level or the demand, they can automatically control the switching on of the lights or HVAC systems, and they can help in reducing the operational energy demand. This is the correct one, but this also help in the real-time monitoring of the energy uses. So with this also we can it can be helpful for reducing the operational energy demand, and remote management of the system is also possible with the help of smart technology. So all these features are incorporated in or are helpful for reducing the smart technology energy consumption. That's why all of the above option which was marked by Ankit, this is the most appropriate answer for this objective question, and others who have not marked it. So although option A is correct, but all other options are also correct. So in this, since it is not a multiple choice options type question, so you have to mark a single option. So that will be the option D. All of the above is the most appropriate answer for this question. So is it clear now to all of you? If it is clear, then we can move to the next question. Okay. Okay, then we can move to the next question. So now we will be practicing some of the sample problems based on the lecture 2 of week 4. There are various strategies to reduce the operational energy demand was discussed. So based on the lecture content and your understanding, try to give answer to this question also like you have given for the previous questions. and try to revise the things that you have studied this week. Here is the first question in front of you all. Building energy benchmarking primarily involves, so this is basically asking about building energy benchmarking refers to. You can check whether it refers to the comparing the building energy performance with similar buildings, or measuring only HVAC system efficiency, or assessing embodied carbon in construction materials, or the last one, calculating only lighting energy use. So what do you understand from building energy benchmarking? So as I can see here, Ankit was the first to give you the answer, and Shirlin also gave her answer, and both of them have opted option A. Okay, so both of you are absolutely correct. Option A is the correct answer for this question number 1 of lecture 2. That is, building energy benchmarking involves comparing a building's energy performance with similar buildings. And this benchmarking uses key performance indicators to compare this building energy performance against similar buildings and identifying improvement areas. So both of you have understood it correctly. So let's move to the second question then, without further delay. Here is the second question. The star rating program introduced by BEE in India rates building based upon, yeah, this is very good question. So try to recall from the lecture 2 of week 4. This star rating program introduced by BEE in India, it is rating the buildings based upon what parameters or what performance indicators. So this is a single choice answer. So choose the most appropriate one. As I can see, okay, this is the second question. So for the second question, you have to mark it correctly. Yeah, so option C is the correct answer, and all of you have voting for that one only, and all of you have answered it correctly. That is actual energy consumption per square meter. Uh, this is the correct answer, and BEE star rating are assigned to the buildings based on their energy consumption per square meter, with 5 star indicating the most efficient one. So all of you have answered it correctly. So let's move to the third question then quickly. In which of the following is not a step in building energy performance assessment process? Yeah. So whenever someone is doing the building energy performance assessment, so out of the four options, which is not a step or which is not a important procedure for building energy performance assessment, whether it is energy auditing is important or not, or data collection analysis, or benchmarking, or building demolition. So try to give your answers for this question number third. Yeah, as I can see, yeah. So option D have been marked by all of you. That is all the other things like auditing, data analysis, benchmarking, identifying energy measures, certification, implementation, monitoring, training. All these things become an important process for building energy performance and assessment. But this demolition is not a part of this assessment process. So whoever have marked option D, they are absolutely correct. Option D is the correct answer for this question. Number three. Let's move to the fourth question. So many times you must have heard about the ECBC, Energy Conservation and Building Codes in India. So they are well known for what? Whether they are known for their guidelines for smaller residential homes only, or mandatory codes for all industries, or minimum energy performance standards for commercial and large residential buildings, or the last one, Energy Star ratings for appliances. So ECBC is known for, or what is its primary function? Try to give your answers. Yeah. So as I can see for this question number, okay, this is the fourth question. So try you have marked for the three. So mention the question number clearly so that it will be easy to evaluate. Whether it is three for third or fourth. Okay, so it's fourth you are answering. So read the question number carefully. So it is the option C which have been marked by most of you, and option C is the correct answer, which tells us that this minimum energy performance standards for commercial and large residential buildings are set by energy conservation building codes in India, and they overall helps in reducing the energy uses from these types of buildings or building forms. So you're correct. Let's move to the fifth question then. So this EPI is a very very important performance indicator when you're comparing or benchmarking one building with another. So this EPI for commercial buildings is calculated how, that you have to answer, and this was well explained with the help of one equation whenever you will be calculating the EPI of a commercial building. So what should be the accurate formula for calculating this EPI? As I can see, somebody of you have already answered it. So let us see what is the correct answer as per you all. Okay, so fifth B, that is annual energy, annual grid electricity plus DG electricity divided by, it will be bracket ultimately so that it will be properly means summation of both has to be divided by total built up area. So some brackets should also be there, but you can also, this typo error is there, but from this option out of the four options also you can opt for the most appropriate one. So B will be the correct answer, and all of you have marked it correctly. That is, EPI considers only grid and diesel generated electricity. It is not going for any renewable energy. That's why option A gets eliminated. And lightning it is also not separate of flood area, which is mentioned in option D. So option B is the correct answer, and whoever have opted for option B for this question number 5. They are absolutely correct. So let's move to the sixth question. Here is the sixth question. Which Indian code provides guidelines for energy efficiency and thermal comfort in residential buildings? So when you're talking about the residential building codes, so which Indian code do you think to be the most appropriate option for you for energy efficiency and thermal comfort in residential buildings out of the four options? So let us see. Yeah, C option have been marked as I can see. Third option, you think which is the third option? Eco Nivas Samhita 2018. This is the well designed Indian code which is helpful for improving the energy efficiency and thermal comfort in the residential buildings out of the four options. Option C is the correct answer, and all of you have marked it correctly. So let's move to the next question then. Question number 7. As per India's national energy policy, the target for non-fossil fuel based capacity in the power mix by 2030 is expected to be how much percentage? Yeah, this is very good question. So try to recall the lecture 2 of week 4, and based on that try to give your answers for this question number 7. I think all of you have answered it correctly or not. Let me see. So till now, as I can see, one answer have been given. And what about others? Okay, second also we have received. Both of you are going for option C, 40%. And the 40% is the correct answer. The climate action plan sets a goal for 40% non-fossil fuel based capacity to be above 50% by 2030 along with emission reduction targets. That's why option C is the correct answer, and it has been marked up and clear to all of you because it has been marked correctly by everyone. So let's move to the eighth question. Here is the eighth question based on the energy performance certificate. So what is the purpose of providing this energy performance certificate? Whether to label the appliances with energy ratings or to certify building compliance with the energy efficiency standards or to measure carbon footprint of construction materials or to evaluate renewable energy installations only. So out of the four options, which option you think to be the most appropriate one? Let me see. Yeah, so B option have been marked by all of you, and the correct answer for this question number 8 is B only. So it's good to see that all of you have gone through the lecture of this week in detail, and everybody is able to answer most of the question correctly. And from these also you can recall that this EPC certification or energy performance certificate is mainly given, mainly provided to certify the building's performance compliance with the energy efficiency standards. So this is the correct answer and you have understood it correctly. So let's move to the next question then, question number 9. So here's question number 9. Which regulation in India provides holistic environmental performance evaluation for buildings over life cycle? So it is talking about the life cycle evaluation, performance evaluation of buildings. So, which you think to be the most appropriate answer for this question number 9? So let me see how many of you have. Okay, B. I can see most of you are opting for option B, and B is the correct answer for this question. Question number 9. That is Griha, and the Griha sometimes which is the short form of green rating for integrated habitat assessment. So it is referred to as GRIHA sometimes in short, that evaluates a building's overall environmental impact across its life cycle, which was asked in the question. That's why option B is the right answer for this question number 9. Let's move to the question number 10 then. Yeah, this is very important question, and try to answer to this question also like you have given for the previous questions. Which organization in India is spread or spearheads standards, labeling, and awareness programs for energy efficiency? Yeah, it is talking about organization which is looking for the or which is labeling awareness provide programs for wind energy efficiency is conducted by which organization. So whether it is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, whether it is Indian Green Building Council IGBC, or BEE Building of Bureau of Energy Efficiency, or SECI Solar Energy Corporation of India. So which you think to be the appropriate answer for this question number 10? So as I can see, most of you are opting for option third, that is BEE, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, and this is the correct answer. BEE leads India Energy Efficiency Initiative, including standards, labeling, ECBC, and star rating programs, whichever was mentioned in the question. So all of you have marked it correctly. So option C is the correct answer. BEE. So with this, let's move to the lecture third of week 4 then, and try to recall the lecture content, and try to answer to these sample problem questions based on our understanding of the lecture. Here is the first question then. What is the primary focus to minimize the reliance on carbon offset in buildings? So this was in this lecture a brief introduction of carbon offset was given. So try to give answer and choose the appropriate answer. Everyone, give your answers in the chat box. Focus of carbon offset. B. B have been marked by two people, and they are saying that sustainable construction and operation is the primary focus to minimize the reliance on carbon offset in buildings. And others, they are not sure. Let me explain them. These offsets should be used only for unavoidable emissions. The main priority to reduce energy demand or move away from fossil fuels and adopt 100% renewable energy sources. This is the our primary focus, and which is well explained by the sustainable construction and operation option. out of the four options, if you will try to eliminate, then other three options will get eliminated, and the most appropriate answer will come out to be the sustainable construction and operation, which will be helping in minimizing the reliance on the carbon offset in buildings. So B is the correct answer, and all of you have marked it correctly, whoever have answered. So let's move to the second question. Which of the following is not an impact of reducing operational energy and carbon? So try to read the question carefully. It is asking about which is not an impact of reducing operational energy and carbon. So whenever you will be reducing the operational energy and carbon, it is for sure that you will be improving the indoor air quality. You will be helping in resource conservation, and cost saving will also be there with reduction in the. But out of the four options, which option you have to identify, which is saying that it is not the impact of building operational energy reduction. Yeah, so as I can see, this question you have understood clearly, and option B is the correct answer as you have marked, like increasing the greenhouse emissions. This is not the impact, rather decreasing the greenhouse impact. Greenhouse gas emissions will be the result of or the impact of reducing operational energy and carbon. So option B gets eliminated, and other options are the impact, as you can understand. So let's move to the third question. What is the main way of zero energy buildings? What is the main way, or how you can, with the help of zero energy buildings, minimize the operational energy? Yeah, how you can achieve zero energy buildings and minimize the operational energy. So after the right answer for this question number third, this is a very good question. Let me see how many of you have answered it correctly. Yeah, so all of you are opting option C, that is by efficiency measures and renewable resources integration, we can achieve the aim of zero energy buildings and minimize the operational energy demand. So all of you are correct. This is the correct answer for this question number 2. And all the other options like by using fossil fuels or increasing embodied carbon or reducing floor area, this is not the appropriate answer for this question number third. So with this elimination also you can understand that C was the most correct answer. So let's move to question number 4. Which of the following is a social challenge in achieving low operation energy and carbon? So try to give your answers for this question number 4. So this was well discussed. Let's see. Let's see how many of you can answer it correctly. So 4A have been marked. Let me see whether you have marked it correctly or not. So, if we are talking about the social challenge in achieving low operational energy and carbon, then option A is the correct answer, and all of you have marked it correctly, like public acceptance and engagement. And all the other options like cost it will come under financial challenges. Waste management, it will be coming under environmental challenges. So we are talking about only social challenge, and public acceptance and engagement is the correct answer out of the four options. I hope all of you got the answer. Can we move to the next question? Okay, so here is the next question for all of you then. Which is an environmental challenge for reducing operational energy and carbon? Yeah, then earlier in the previous question it has asked about the social challenges. Now it is asking about the environmental challenges. So out of the four options, which challenge you think to be the environmental challenge for reducing operational energy and carbon? So try to give your answers. So let us see which option you think to be the appropriate one. So Ankit is the first to answer, and Celine followed by Celine. Both of them, they are going in the right direction, and both of them are making the session interactive one. So they are participating in this session and answering it. But let me see whether they have answered it correctly or not. So for this question number 5, option C is the correct answer. So it was asking about the environmental challenge for reducing the operational energy and carbon. So from this you can see whoever have opted option C, that water scarcity and quality, these come under the environmental challenges, and other environmental challenges can be resource sustainability, land use, biodiversity, water scarcity, waste management, climate impacts, etc. So out of the four options, the job creation, market demand, or public resistance to change, this public resistance to change is come under the social challenge, not the environmental challenge. When it is asking about the environmental challenge, then option C will be the correct answer. So now is it clear? Is it clear now? Can we move to the next question? Okay. So here's the sixth question then. Which is an institutional challenge in reducing operational energy and carbon? So now, initially it was asking about social challenge, then environmental challenge. Now it is asking about the institutional challenge in reducing the operational energy and carbon. So try to answer to this question also. I hope try to solve it fast. It will be helpful for you in the final exam also to understand the question and attempt all the questions. So as I can see, all of you have opted option C, and you think policy coherence and coordination to be the institutional challenge in reducing the operational energy and carbon, and this is the correct answer for this question. And other institutional challenge can also include like lack of innovative policies, or conflicts, lack of coherence between policies, or absence of technical standards. So these can also be asked and put in some of the options. So try to know other challenges of institutional in maintaining or reducing the operational energy and carbon. So let's go to the next question then. Question number 7. Which of the following is an economic challenge in achieving low operational energy and carbon? So it was well explained in the lecture 3 of week 4 about different types of challenge, whether it can be social challenge or it can be economic challenge or the environmental challenge. So various subcategories of these challenges were also discussed in detail in achieving the low operational energy and carbon. So based on that, try to give your answers. And one of these question is also there in your week 4 assignment problem. So if you are able to answer it here and discuss it here, it will be helpful for you to solve the this week assignment problems. So all of you give your answers for this question in the chat box, which will be the correct answer for this question number 4, sorry 7. Let us see. Okay, so for this question number 7, most of you have already answered. I can see. I'm projecting the question again. So you try to give your answers for these economic challenges in achieving low operational energy and carbon out of the 4 options: energy poverty or waste management for public acceptance or land use. Which is the correct answer? So as I can see, 7A have been marked by most of you, and this 7A is the correct answer for this question, energy poverty. And this similar question have been asked in the assignment problem, like it is asking what do you understand by energy poverty in economic challenges. So based on that, you can answer to this one also, like these economic challenges include financing, cost competitiveness, energy poverty, job creation, and stimulating market demand. So with these, I think all the sample problem questions for this lecture 3 was discussed. Let's move to the lecture 4 then. Lecture 4 content various several sample problem questions based on the lecture 4 content of week 4. Here is the first question. Passive design strategies aims to use a natural resource for heating, cooling, and ventilation, or depend upon the mechanical and electrical systems, increase reliance on the energy grid, or the last one, focus only on the aesthetic of the building. So based on your understanding about the definition of passive design strategies, try to give answer for this question number 1. Okay, as I can see, this question number 1 have been marked as option A for this question, and option A is the correct answer. That is, whenever you will be relying on the passive design strategies, you will be utilizing the natural resources instead of some electrical or mechanical systems for achieving the same level of, or the for achieving the HVAC system or the building energy demand. So whoever have opted for option A, they are correct. And some passive design also maximizes the natural element like solar radiation, wind, cool night air to maintain the comfort indoor without relying on mechanical systems. So all of you have opted the correct answer. So let's move to the second question then. Here is the second question. Which of the following is not a characteristic of passive design? Passive design works with local climate, or it reduces or eliminates the need for additional heating or cooling, or it helps to deliver thermal comfort, low energy bills, and reduces greenhouse gas emissions. Which of the four options is the correct one? Second, D option have been marked by most of you, and all of the above, whichever have been marked in option A, B, C, they are correct. And okay, so it cannot eliminate completely the HVAC or heating or cooling demands. So all of the above is the correct answer. So let's move to the third question then. In passive design, building orientation is primarily influenced by furniture layout and interior design, or climate consideration and solar path, or type of construction material only, or option D, government regulations only. When you're talking about the building orientation, then which factor or which thing gets primarily influenced? So let me see the correct answer, and I have seen the answer that you have marked. So you have marked option B, that you think that climate consideration and solar path is the correct answer out of the four options, and it is correct since this orientation depends upon the solar radiation on prevailing wind or seasonal temperature variations to maximize comfort and efficiency. So with this option B, climate consideration and solar path is the most appropriate answer for this question number 3. So is it clear? Can we move to the next question? Okay, so here is the fourth question then from lecture 4. Which is a recommended design strategy for west facing facade? When a building is having west facing facades in hot climates, so which design strategy you will recommend? Whether to maximize openings for daylight, or to use fewer openings and buffer with vegetation or service areas, or to place living rooms and bedrooms, or orient the longer axis towards westwards. So this was well discussed when the Effect of orientation on the building was discussed in the lecture 4. So based on your understanding of the same, you try to give answer for this question number 4. Hmm. So B option is the correct answer for this question. That is, use fewer openings and buffer with vegetation or service areas. That will be helping us to reduce the heat gain. That's why designers are recommended to provide limited openings or placing service spaces such as the staircase, washrooms on the west side as the thermal buffers when you are designing west facing facades in hotter climate conditions. So this was well discussed, and option B have been opted by most of you. So I hope this is clear. So can we move to the next question? Okay. So here is the next question then. Question number 5. Which of the following site factors can influence passive design and microclimate modification? This is very good question, and I want all of you to participate and give your answers for this question number 5. So try to think each of options carefully, whether the street width and orientation, landform and vegetation, presence of water bodies, this can influence passive design and microclimate modification or not. So I hope all of you have got the question. 5D is marked by most of you, and which says all of the above, whichever have been mentioned in option A, B, C, there is landform, vegetation, water bodies, street orientation, can all alter the microclimate, channel breezes, and influence the thermal comfort in passive design. So all of you are going in the correct direction and understood it very well. So option D is the correct answer for this question number 5 if it is asked in the exam. So you have answered it correctly. So let's move to the sixth question then. Here is the sixth question. What is a major consideration in determining the use of solar passive techniques? Yeah. So whenever you will be looking for which passive technique, whether insulation, wind to wall ratio, or orientation, thermal mass, which has to be incorporated inside the design strategy of a particular building. So which major consideration you will be doing before determining the suitable passive technique? Very straightforward question. Yeah, as I can see, I'm getting different answers from different persons for this question number 6. But there is a single answer which is correct for this question number 6. So let me discuss it then. Whoever has opted option C, they are absolutely correct. That is location and climate. So based on the climate condition, whether it is hot climate condition or cold climate condition, based on that you have to decide how much thermal mass is required, or whether you have to orient the building in such a direction that it should gain measure or more solar heat gain or less. So it is majorly contributing or major consideration for this location and the climate condition of the location is given, and based on that the passive techniques which are climate specific and depend heavily upon the location, such as outside temperature, wind patterns, and solar radiation, they are opted and suggested. So whoever have opted for option C, they are correct, and others try to recall and understand the beauty of this concept. So if everybody has now understood, then we can move to the next question. Okay, so here is the next question then. In designing of natural ventilation, prevailing winds are influenced by A. Topography, B. Geography, C. Climate, or D. All of the above. So natural ventilation is very important for building proper air circulation and thermal comfort as well. So these will be dependent upon, or this will be influenced by each of the following factors. I hope all of you have got the question. So let's see whether you are able to understand it as well. Yeah, 7D. So it's happy to see that most of you are able to answer it correctly. And option D is the correct answer for this question. All of you have chosen the correct answer. That is, prevailing wind speed depends upon topography of the location, geography, climate conditions. So understanding all of them will be helping us to optimize the ventilation in the passive design. So with this, let's move to the next question, question number 8. Here is the question number 8. So try to give answer to this question number 8 as well, like you have given for the previous questions. And this is the last question for lecture 4 content, sample problems, multiple choice questions. So with these, then we will be discussing some important acronyms, and the most important one, the previous year assignment questions that similarly like you are doing the assignment questions of this year week wise. So similarly, the previous year also week wise assignments were given. These week wise assignment questions, they are very important for the exam point of view. First of all, try to finish this one. Question number 8. Which of the following best defines passive design in architecture. I hope you got the answer correctly. And let me project again for whom those who have not got it. Which of the following best defines passive design in architecture? A design approach that uses grid-based energy to control the climate, or the strategy that uses solar and wind energy naturally without mechanical systems, or a building method based on only aesthetic considerations, or technology-driven design with high-tech controls. Let's see whether you are able to answer it correctly or not. So option B have been marked by most of you, and option B says that a strategy or the passive strategy building design uses solar and wind energy naturally without mechanical system. This is the correct answer. As you all know that this strategy uses solar and wind energy naturally, and this design tries to harness natural resources or natural forces like sun, wind, shade, vegetation to achieve indoor comfort without depending upon the external energy sources. That's why they are termed as passive designs. So whoever have marked option B, they are correct. And other options they which are talking about the grid-based energy control or the only aesthetic consideration or long-term technology-driven design. So these are not the correct explanation for passive design in architecture. So with these, the sample problem questions for week 4 lecture came to an end. Now we will be focusing some of the important acronyms which are important when you are discussing about building energy performance or these energy codings, building energy codes. So if you are working in these areas, so you should be familiar with these particular important terminologies that were short terms utilized in these lectures. So first one is in front of you all is IAQ. Several times you will be going through these terms IAQ. So what does this IAQ stands for? Internal air quality, indoor air quality, integrated air quality, intelligent air quality. So let us see how many of you know. 1C, 1A. So most of you think that this IAQ in buildings it refers to internal air quality. It can be internal, but it's not the appropriate term that is used for IAQ. So this IAQ stands for indoor air quality. Whoever has opted option B, they are absolutely correct because this IAQ is a measure of indoor air health or the quality you can say. These energy efficient operations improve IAQ by balancing the ventilation and population pollutant control. So whenever you will be talking about ventilation, then this IAQ levels are become important parameter for analyzing the energy efficient operations and performance of the building. So this stands for indoor air quality, and other options, however, was chosen by any of you, one of you, they're incorrect. With this, I think this is now clear to all of you. If it is clear, then we can move to the next question. Okay, so here is the second question then. This ZAB is an abbreviation that is utilized for what? Sometimes NZEB is also asked, which talks about net. N stands for net. So NZAB or ZEB, here ZEB is asked, so let's focus on that. ZEB stands for, so it is talking about buildings. So the last two options, which is talking about the balance or the burden, these both of those two options get eliminated. So only two options are left, to A or to B. So try to choose the correct answer out of the two. So any of the two options can be correct, but it is talk if you are talking about NZEB or ZEB properly. So based on that, try to give the answer. So you are going for B option. I can see B is opted by most of you. Zero energy buildings. This is the abbreviation commonly used that aims to minimize the operational energy through smart design, renewable energy integration, and efficient technologies. Correct. So let's move to the third question. This you must have heard about these LEDs that are utilized in our household lighting systems, a common energy efficient lighting technology. So what do you understand by this particular terminology? How many of you know the full form of this? Let us see. So as I can see, hmm, so most of you have answered it correctly. That is option B. These LEDs refers to light emitting diodes that are far more efficient than the incandescent or the fluorescent lamps that was utilized earlier, and they are helping in reducing the Lighting energy uses by up to 50 to 75 percentage as compared to the incandescent or the fluorescent lamps. So all of you have answered it correctly. So can we move to the next question? Okay, so let's move to the fourth question. EPC in context of building energy efficiency. So when you're talking about building energy efficiency terms, then this EPC is generally coined. So what does this EPC means? Whether it is energy production chart, efficient power control, environmental planning code, or energy performance certificate. So these you try to give your answers when you're talking about in context of building energy efficiency. Let's see how many of you have understood the question. A, as I can see, 4A have been marked by Celine and Ankit. So 4A, that you means or you are voting for Energy Performance Certificate EPC. So all of you have opted the correct answer. The option A is the correct answer for this question number 4, and this EPC energy performance certificate is often required to show the compliance with building energy efficiency and operational energy benchmarks. So it is several times utilized when in talking in context of building energy efficiency. So with this, let's move to the next question. Question number 5. The term EUI in energy performance assessment refers to this EUI is also asked in this week assignment question, and if you have done the assignment question of week 4, then you will be easily able to answer this question and recall it. Otherwise, based on our today's discussion, it will be helpful for you to solve the assignment question based on this performance energy performance assessment EUI that we will be discussing it. First, I want all of you to work on it and give your answers. So as I can see, Celine is the first to answer. I see, and along with Ankita, have opted for option B. B, they have opted, but B is not the correct answer for this question. Okay, so it is talking about energy use intensity. So, yeah, you both of you have answered it correctly. When you are talking about energy performance assessment, so B is the correct answer for this question number 5. So let me correct myself. All of you were correct, and other factors like energy uses indicator, environmental utility impact, or energy utilization index. Out of these four, B was the correct answer, and you have answered it correctly. So let's move to the sixth question then. Here is sixth question, COP. COP of various refrigeration units or HVAC systems are merely calculated for energy efficiency purpose or the appliances ratings. So, what do you understand with the term COP? So let's see how well you can answer it. most of you might have calculated the COP, COP of various refrigeration systems, HVAC systems. So it B have been marked by most of you, and B is the right answer for this question. That speaks that coefficient of performance is used and it is seen for the rating of the various appliances. Okay, so let's move to the seventh question. Yeah, this ECBC stand of this acronym is applied several times in Indian building codes. So what does this ECBC refers to? Or full form of this ECBC? I hope all of you these things have been discussed in the previous problem solving sessions as well, and this time also. So I hope this time all of you will be able to answer it correctly. So we see 7A, 7A. So mm, yeah, emission control in building construction, environment conservation benchmark code, energy consumption balance code. This all gets eliminated, and energy consumption and building code is the correct answer. And all of you have opted it correctly, so it's good to see now it has been answered correctly. So based on that, all the sample problem questions for this week 4 content have been completed. Now we will be discussing the last 10 questions that are directly from the previous year assignment question of week 4. Here is the first question. So I want all of you to participate and give your answers for this last 10 questions of the today's discussion. The opportunities for reduction in operational energy include. So when you will be focusing on reduction in operational energy, so what you will be looking for? Use low carbon building materials, or use good envelope design, or use green fuel to transport the building materials, or all of the above. Which of the following options you think to be the most appropriate one? 1D. So D option is opted by most of you, and all of you are absolutely correct. But it is uh, asking about operational. Try to see if we would have been asked about just reduction in energy, then it was fine. Embodied energy and operational energy. So such kind of questions will be very tie breaking, and you have to differentiate and read the question carefully. So if you it would have been asked about reduction in both operational and embodied, then all of them would have been the correct answer. But since it is asking, only asking about the operational energy, so option A, that is talking about building material. So it building materials, ores, extraction, transport, which have been talked about option C. These don't come under operational energy. So only option B is the most appropriate answer. Then operational energy in building consumed during the building use phase. That only we have to discuss. And the building envelope directly reduces the HVAC load by minimizing the heat loss and air leakages. So low carbon materials or the green fuels reduce the embodied energy that I was talking about, not operational. Hence, only option B is the correct answer. So this kind of questions will be asked to check the concept of yours. So you have to read the question carefully before answering it. Is it clear now? Was the discussion fruitful? So can we move to the next question? Okay. So let's see for the second question. A building's operation and maintenance can incorporate efficiency to help minimize energy use. Is it true or false? With the help of efficient building operation and maintenance, can you help to minimize energy uses? Let's see how many of you can answer it correctly. Out of the two options, it is there only. You have to opt any one of them, and let's see. So 2A and 2 is opted by both of you. So both of you are correct here, and option A is the correct answer. Whichever is saying that the efficient operation and management practices such as proper scheduling of equipment or regular HVAC system servicing and monitoring energy uses can help in reducing the waste and improve the energy performance. So let's move to the third question then. Here is the third question. The building component that helps to reduce the leaks and infiltration. Out of the four options, first of all, try to identify which comes under the building components, and then you will be able to eliminate some of the options. And then it is asking about the function of reducing the leaks and infiltration. So which reduces the leaks and infiltration? Which building component out of the four options? I hope you have got the question correctly, and let me see your answers then. Third is C. Okay, so most of you think that building envelope is the correct answer for this question, and it is the correct answer as well. So your concepts regarding this is absolutely correct. This building envelope includes wall, roof, door, windows, act as a barrier between indoors and outdoors. A well-sealed envelope reduces infiltration and improves the efficiency. So with this, I think we can move to the next question, question number 4. Here is question number 4. Which of these statements is true with regard to achieving efficient lighting in buildings? You can see the four options carefully and mark the most appropriate answer, whether it is use of efficient lighting fixtures or whether it is minimum use of daylight, or option C, install task light, or option D, use of occupancy sensors. So try to give your answers for this question number 4. So let me remind you again that it is asking about which is not true. So when you will be doing energy efficient lighting, so what will not happen, or which is not the feature of energy efficient lighting system. In that terms also you can understand. So try to give your answers for this question number 4. 4B is opted by Celine first, then Ankit, and most of you are going for option B, that is minimizing the use of daylight. This is not the daylight utilization is not minimization is not the true way for achieving the efficient lighting in buildings. So whoever have marked option B, they are absolutely correct. So with this, let's move to the question number 5. Here is question number 5 in front of you all, where it has been asked this building management systems BMS can be used for. So this was asked in the previous year assignment question, and most of you have given the incorrect answers. So this time, I hope all of you will be opting the correct answer out of the four options A, B, C, D. Try to give your answers for this question number 5. Whether this BMS can be used for optimizing energy efficiency or performance monitoring or safety and security of assets, or option D, all of the above. Okay, so D has been opted by most of you, and whoever has opted the option D, they are absolutely correct that BMS will be helping us to monitor the HVAC system, lighting, fire system, and security, and it will be helping in ensuring the energy efficiency, asset safety, and real-time performance monitoring. So all of the above, which was asked in option D, is the correct answer for these BMS systems. So let's move to the question 6 then. Here is question number 6, B double E. So this is also asked in previous year assignment questions, and in the sample problems also we have discussed about it a lot. So I hope this time all of you will be able to answer it correctly for this question number 6, B double E. This was very straightforward question, and that's why both of you have answered 6B. So as you can see in the previous year assignment question, it was directly asked about the acronym of for BEE. That's why in the sample problem questions also, apart from these multiple choice questions and multiple choice questions, or these acronyms have also been kept because these are also very important for assignment purpose and the exam point of view. So it is option B is the correct answer, that is Bureau of Energy Efficiency. is that is an agency under the Ministry of Power, India, and it develops energy policies, standards, and building codes to promote efficiency. So whoever have opted option B, they are correct. So is it clear to all of you? It is clear, then we can move to the next question. Okay. So we are left with the last four questions of the day. Here is the seventh question then. The impact of reducing operational carbon and operational energy is whenever you will be reducing the operational carbon and operational energy. So it will be resulting in improved IAQ, resilience to climate change, resource conservation, or all of the above. As I can see, all of the above have been opted by most of you. So seventh D. So you think that whenever you will be reducing operational and carbon and operational energy, so it will be improving the IAQ that I discussed. The sample problem that is in the indoor air quality, resilience to climate change, and resource conservation. So all of them are correct. That's why all of the above is the correct answer for this question. So let's move to the eighth question then. Yeah, here is the zero energy buildings, which acronym I have asked in the sample problems, which was also asked in the previous year assignment questions. GEB, zero energy buildings, that minimizes the operational energy through the use of. How zero energy buildings helps us to minimize the operational energy? Option A, through smart design. Option B, through high-tech controls. Option C, renewable sources. Or option D, all of the above. So zero energy buildings are becoming very common these days with the increment in the energy demand and the global pollution. So they are helpful in minimizing the operational energy through what? Try to choose the most appropriate answers. So as I can see, most of you are opting for option D, that is all of the above again, and it is the correct answer. So zero energy buildings achieve balance between the energy demand and the renewable supply using smart passive design to cut the demand or to advance control that avoids wastage and advance sources like solar and wind. That's why the option C, which talks about the renewable sources or high-tech controls or smart designs, all comes under zero energy buildings way for minimizing the operational energy use. So whoever has opted option D, they are absolutely correct. Let's move to the question number 9 then. Here is question number 9, second last question of today's discussion. A design that works with local climate to maintain a comfortable temperature indoor with least energy consumption. So that you will call as, whether you will call such kind of design as an active design or a passive design or none of the above or both, active and passive designs. Try to read the question carefully. It is talking about the design that works with the local climate to maintain the comfortable temperatures with least energy consumption. This is very very important question. So all of you try to give your answers correctly after reading all the options. So as I can see now, most of you have chosen option B for this question number 9, that is passive design. And this is the correct answer as well, because this passive design uses the natural ventilation, daylight, shading, as I discussed earlier also, and various strategies such as insulation, orientation, and tries to maintain the comfort with or without the heavy mechanical systems, thereby minimizing the overall energy use of the building and providing comfortable temperature indoors. So active systems or active design gets eliminated since it is talking about the local climate uses. So passive design is the only one option, and this is the correct answer for this question number 9. So let's move to the 10th question then. Here is the 10th question. A building design that uses equipment to modify the indoor climate is, yeah, it is similar to the previous question, but in previous question it was asking about the design strategy that utilizes local climate. But here it is talking about the design strategy that uses equipment to modify the indoor climate. So what should be the correct answer for this question number 10? This is very straightforward question. So based on our discussion on the previous question, all of you should be able to give answer to this question. And as I can see, most of you have given the answer and as option A. And whoever has opted option A, they are absolutely correct. Like active design, they are the parameters or design strategy that utilizes the equipment to modify the indoor climate, and they heavily depends upon the mechanical or the electrical systems such as HVAC systems, fans, AC, heaters to create indoor comfort. So whenever it will be performing there, while effectively it will be increasing the operational energy demand. So option A is the correct answer for this question number 10. And with this, our today's problem solving session comes to an end, where we have discussed several problems, sample problems, and acronyms for this lecture 4, week 4 content. And then, as you can see, with this, we were able to solve the previous year assignment questions also at the end. And I hope this will be helpful for you for solving this week assignment based on our today's discussion. And with this, I would like to dismiss today's problem solving session and remind you that similar to this week, next week also, Tuesday 7 to 9, the problem solving session will be happening for discussing various sample problem question, previous year assignment question of week 5 content. I hope this session was helpful for you, and all of you will be joining that session also on time. With this, thank you to all of you.